Tyseley Operations Limited. This CDM induction is designed to ensure that those working under CDM at Tyseley are fully conversant with the health, safety, and environmental requirements of the Tyseley site. Please take time to read the information carefully. If anything is unclear, ask your site point of contact for assistance. Please work with us to make our site a safe place to work and visit. What is CDM? CDM stands for Construction, Design, and Management Regulations. These regulations are intended to improve the health and safety in the construction industry, but they also apply to outages and large projects. The CDM regulations place legal duties on virtually everyone involved in construction work. They focus on planning and management throughout the project, from design concept onwards. There are some key roles under CDM. These include clients. They ensure that construction projects are set up so that they are carried out from start to finish in a way that adequately controls the risk to health and safety. Principal designers. They plan, manage, monitor, and coordinate health and safety in the pre-construction phase of a project. Principal contractors. They plan, manage, monitor, and coordinate health and safety in the construction phase of a project. Designers. Designers, when preparing or modifying designs, eliminate, reduce or control foreseeable risks that may arise during construction and the maintenance and use of a building once it is built. Contractors. Contractors plan, manage and monitor construction work under their control so that it is carried out without risks to health and safety. Workers. All workers must abide by the H&S rules under CDM and can be consulted about matters which affect their health, safety, and welfare. There is also some key documentation that everyone working under CDM must be aware of. Pre-construction information, usually in the form of a pre-construction information pack. This pack provides information needed by designers and contractors who are bidding for or planning work. Construction phase plan. This document sets out health and safety arrangements and site rules during the construction phase. This document must be followed by everyone working under CDM. If you do not have access to it, raise to your supervisor. Health and safety file. This contains information needed to ensure the health and safety of anyone carrying out any future construction, demolition, cleaning, or maintenance work on the building. Risk management is carried out for every single task. Risk assessments must be task-specific and method statements must reflect the task accurately. First, hazards should be identified. Next, risks need to be assessed. A comprehensive understanding of how serious the harm could be, and its likelihood needs to be established. Those risks must then be controlled. All reasonably practicable risk controls must be implemented. Finally, those controls are reviewed, continuously, to ensure they work as planned. So, how does this apply to you whilst you are working at Tyseley? This outage at Tyseley is notifiable under the CDM Regulations 2015, and as such the whole of the site has been deemed a CDM area. The project consists of engineering improvement works and planned maintenance works. All staff and contractors working or visiting the site during the project are required to be aware of and observe the extra requirements CDM brings to the normal site induction. Under the Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, Tyseley Operations Limited and Cobalt Energy are obliged to establish and maintain a safe system of work for all persons. The safe system of work on site starts at the planning stage, when we need to understand the risks involved in carrying out the work. It is your employer's responsibility to ensure that you have a suitable and sufficient risk assessment and method statement in place before any work commences. Safety rules. Members of Tyseley operations staff have been specifically trained and authorized in writing to apply a set of safety rules in order to make plants safe from inherent system dangers. Such persons will certify and maintain those conditions by issuing a safety document. Safety documents are designed to protect people from hazards associated with the system. Safety isolations are secured by locks and tags. These are for your own safety, and under no circumstances should they be interfered with. We mentioned key roles under CDM earlier. For Tyseley, these roles are fulfilled by the following individuals. Our client is Birmingham Biopower Limited. Our principal designer is Adrian Johnson, Cobalt Energy. Our H&S management is provided by Dan Crawford. The management team are Robbie Handyside, Andy West, and Simon Taylor. Our technical administrator is Anne-Marie Jones. The safe system of work and permit issue team is led by those who are on duty on that day. This expert team is made up of Ian Maund, Abdi Kadid, Richard Bayliss, Casey Tong and Stephen Fitzgerald. All areas on this drawing fall under CDM, from the fuel reception hall, to the process hall to the ACC and surrounding areas. If you are not in the welfare area or car park, you are likely in a CDM area. Therefore, CDM rules apply. From right to left, the fuel reception houses the fuel handling equipment including fuel rakes, spike roll, unloading conveyor and fuel rake hydraulic system. Next, the oxidizer and gasifiers are located in the process hall. This is where you will find gasifier fans, oxidizer fan, dampers, feed screws, ash conveyors amongst other key parts of plant. Towards the middle of the building, you will find the boiler or HRSG and economizer. On the ground floor is the feed pumps and on the top floor is the deaerator. Moving along the process you will find the baghouse and abatement equipment section, including lime silo and ash silo. Next to the baghouse is the stack or chimney, induced draft fan, dampers and the continuous emission monitoring system. The next hall is the turbine hall. This house the turbine and HV generator system. On its roof are the adiabatic coolers. Outside of the turbine hall is the rest of the balance of plant and ACC and the HV building. All of these zones are under CDM, including the waste storage area, scaffold storage area under the air-cooled condenser. We have 9 fundamental safety rules. They are: 1. Do not walk or stand under a suspended load. 2. Do not perform hot work unless the fire or explosion risks have been eliminated. 3. Only enter a trench if the appropriate wall supports are in place. 4. Stay out of the path of moving vehicles, plant and equipment. 5. Verify that there is no live energy before starting work. These could be mechanical, chemical, electrical, fluids under pressure, and may take the form of charged springs, capacitors, accumulator vessels, or similar. 6. The atmosphere must be tested safe before entering a confined space and monitored as you work. 7. Always clip on your harness when working at height. 8. Do not handle your phone or any other communication device when driving or operating machinery. 9. Do not drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs. What other hazards are on site? Mobile plant and traffic. Although there will be no delivery of wood stock, there will still be traffic for deliveries, forklift trucks and contractors unloading. Please be aware of any traffic movements on site. Wood dust. All risk assessments should recognize the exposure to wood dust that could occur at Tyseley. Contractors must have adequate training in the use of any RPE specified as a control measure from the task RA. Training records for the use of RPE and face fit testing shall be made available to the project management team prior to project start. Confined space. All confined space work shall be planned and require a permit to work. Work in a confined space shall be carried out by trained competent persons who are medically fit for that work. Training and competency records of all persons entering a confined space shall be made available to the project team prior to project start. Electromagnetic fields. Some electromagnetic fields are produced on site. Personnel wearing medically implanted devices such as heart pacemakers must make their Tyseley operations site contact aware of their condition prior to working on site. Plant rules. All contractor supervisors shall report to the main control room on site attendance before commencing any work. Key rules. Tyseley operations operate a zero-tolerance policy for anyone failing to meet the rules. Personal protective equipment. You must wear hard hats, safety boots, not riggers, high-visibility fire-retardant overalls, gloves and glasses whilst in CDM areas. In high-dust areas such as the fuel hall and fuel separation rooms, you will also require FFP3 dust masks. Use designated walkways and traffic routes at all times. Smoking. Designated area only. This area is opposite the staff car park as is identified in the site plan. Permits to work are required for all works. There is a 10 miles per hour speed limit on site. You must reverse park at all times. All personnel are to sign in and out. This includes when going to the contractor car park for breaks. Smoking area. Smoking is only permitted in this area. This includes vapes and similar devices. When finished, please ensure that cigarettes are fully extinguished and disposed of correctly. Please note smoking in the car park is not allowed. Drugs and alcohol, random drug and alcohol testing may occur on-site at any time. If you find yourself under the influence of alcohol or drugs, please refrain from coming to the site and inform your contact. In the event that there is suspicion of alcohol or drug use, you will be asked to undergo a test. A positive test result will lead to immediate removal from the site, with notification to your supervisor. Failure to participate in the test will also result in immediate removal and supervisor notification. Working at height. Any working at height shall be planned correctly before commencing and referenced in the RAMs. Never climb or lean over barriers or handrails. If a platform cannot be erected, suitable working at height equipment shall be utilized and incorporated in the risk assessment. Mobile plant and machinery. Only trained, competent personnel to operate plant. If a contractor requires the use of mobile plant belonging to Tyseley operations, they shall first seek permission from their site contact. Daily checks shall be completed and recorded in the log. Safety signs. Signs are placed around the site for your safety. Make sure you understand and comply with all safety signs. There are 4 types of signs. 1. Prohibition signs. Red. This means do not do. 2. Information signs. Green. This is a safe condition. 3. Warning signs. Yellow. This identifies a hazard. 4. Mandatory signs. Blue. This means you must do as the sign says. If in any doubt, stop. Ask. Isolations. Only competent and authorized personnel to carry out any mechanical or electrical isolations. Do not remove or alter any isolation yourself. If you require an isolation removing or changed, contact the STL in the control room or your site contact. Only an authorized person may prepare and issue any permit to work. Mobile phones only use in mobiles in designated areas. These are the office block, car park, smoking area and muster point. Do not use your mobile phone when walking along pedestrian routes. Mobile phones may be used in the plant for the purpose of taking work-related photos, and only if safe to do so and if authorized by the project manager. If you are required to make a call for work purposes, please move to one of the designated areas to make the call. Confined spaces. All confined space work shall be planned with risk assessments stating confined space work with rescue plans. No confined space work can take place without a permit issued by the STL. Only competent, trained and authorized personnel can enter a confined space. Traffic management plan. Contractor parking is off-site at the tree line highlighted in blue. The pedestrian route from the car park to the CDM area is highlighted in green. Crowd control barriers will be provided, but contractors are to be aware of moving vehicles. Contractors can bring vehicles onto site but require site management approval and 24 hours notice. All deliveries shall be scheduled and planned in agreement with site management. Deliveries will be managed to run with the progress of works so that storage is kept to a minimum. Only Tyseley operations staff can park in the car park areas highlighted in yellow. The CDM area for this project is all areas within the Tyseley site including but not limited to the reception hall, process hall, turbine hall, and ACC. In these areas, the work area PPE rules apply. To repeat, the minimum requirement within the CDM area is hard hat, safety footwear. Please note that rigger boots are not permitted on-site, high visibility flame retardant overalls, safety glasses, and gloves. When entering through the turnstile, you must wear high visibility clothing. CDM welfare facilities. The welfare facilities within the admin block are for the use of Tyseley operations staff only. A project welfare facilities are located in the car park and should be kept clean and tidy. A welfare facilities will be allocated to contractors. Anyone found to be mistreating these facilities will be removed from site immediately and their supervisor informed. Any exceptions to these circumstances will be agreed and authorized in advance. Emergency procedures. Fire. In the event of emergency, raise the alarm. Use one of the many call points around the site. Use your radio. Shout for help or call the control room. Do not call the emergency services as this will be done by the STL. If you hear the alarm, make your way to the muster point. All hot work must be switched off immediately before leaving your work area. The muster point is located next to the main entrance gate by the fire water tank. The Tyseley team will carry out a roll call and, when safe, allow the contractors back onto site. There are trained fire marshals on site. Their names are on the safety boards. Every Wednesday at 2 p.m., a fire alarm test will be carried out. Do not take action unless it is sounding for more than 60 seconds. Emergency procedures. First aid. Report all incidents, no matter how minor, to the STL in the control room and record it in the accident book. Equipment, first aid kit and defibrillator are located just outside the control room. Eye wash stations and emergency showers are located at various places around the site. A first aid. To request a first aider, please contact the control room. Tyseley operates under an environmental agency permit. This governs all compliances that must be monitored and controlled on site. Please keep work areas tidy. A waste. There are segregated skips and bins across the site for all wastes. If you cannot find the appropriate bin, speak with your site contact. Tyseley expects all contractors to clean up their work areas at the end of the day. This will be checked. Any non-compliance will be notified to supervisors and managers. In the event of a spill, try to contain the spill using the spill kits located across the site. Absorbent pads are also available. Report all incidents. A refueling is only to be carried out in the refueling area. Throughout the outage, many COSH items will be on site. COSH regulations require the safe use and control of hazardous substances. A material safety data sheet, MSDS, must be provided for all hazardous substances. Your employer must ensure that a task-specific COSH assessment relating to the intended use of the substance has been performed by a suitably qualified person. Conclusion. Thank you for completing the Tyseley CDM induction. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Remember that safety is everyone's responsibility. Let's work together to ensure a safe working environment for all. Remember, nothing is so important that we can't take the time to plan it properly and perform it safely. Now complete the following questionnaire and submit.